The Capitol in Austin, ground zero for a renewed debate on abortion. Thousands make their positions clear before lawmakers, 2 minutes at a time.
You start forcing women to give birth to unwanted pregnancies against their will, you're going to tangle with me.
Anti-abortion demonstrators use star power to make their point at a huge rally.
Anyone who opposes this bill is a tool of Satan.
The news leader, broadcasting for all North Texas. Fox 4 News starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Natalie Solis.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. In addition to the public testimony of the Capitol today, there are dueling demonstrations outside tonight.
Stand for life! Stand for life!
Anti-abortion activists gathered outside the Capitol steps. The speakers included pastors and current and former politicians.
At the same time, abortion rights activists marched down Congress Avenue in Austin. They said women's rights are under attack. They need to stand up and fight back.
8 hours into testimony, and state senators are still hearing more testimony from the public, both for and against the abortion bill. Live look inside right now from Austin.
1,700 people signed up and lined up to testify. Senators say they won't take any breaks so they can hear everyone who wants to speak. Fox 4's Calvert Collins has been listening to the live committee meeting. And what side are most people on, Calvert?
Well, Natalie, it's been pretty evenly split almost all day. And, you know, almost every person who has spoken has had some type of personal connection to this issue. We saw the anti-abortion rally in Austin that started at 7. The pro-choice started just a few minutes after. And some pro-life supporters had some harsh words for their opponents.
Anyone who opposes this bill, whether he or she realizes it, is a tool of Satan being used by Satan to accomplish Satan's purpose of death.
There's a baby holocaust taking place where doctors and nurses are being paid to take the lives of innocent, unborn children.
Well, thank you all for being here at ground zero for the fight for life in the state of Texas.
Inside the Health and Human Services Committee room, it was back and forth all day.
At what cost do you, those that are supporting this bill, at what cost do you sell the women of Texas down the river?
I highly discourage women from getting an abortion, and that is why I applaud all efforts to prevent abortions.
Among the 1,700 speakers, there were parents, grandparents, women who'd had abortions, and men affected by them, each with an opinion on Senate Bill 1. It's a bill that would strictly regulate abortion clinics and the doctors who perform the procedure. Critics say it would only leave a handful open. It would also prohibit abortions after 20 weeks. Fort Worth resident Alexis Losey drove to Austin to speak against it.
I think there's going to be repercussions of this bill that Texas really isn't going to favor.
Such as?
I think women are going to become more desperate in seeking out reproductive services, perhaps in other ways that aren't legal and aren't safe.
Good afternoon. My name is
Dallas mother Melissa Medina testified many Latina women have already had unsafe abortions at poorly regulated clinics, and that's why she supports the proposed bill.
By making the minimum standards of care for abortion facilities equivalent to that of ambulatory surgery centers, Senate Bill 1 would effectively set in place reasonable safeguards for Texas women that are well overdue.
At times, the testimony took an unorthodox turn.
If my vagina was a gun, you would stand for its rights. You would ride on buses and fight all the fights.
And that's the children that would
State
fill these
Senator
shoes.
and Dr. Bob Deuel held up baby shoes as a symbol of unborn children. Immediately after, a pro-choice supporter rebuffed that gesture, taking off her own flip-flops in support of a woman's right to choose. 2 weeks ago, State Senator Wendy Davis of Fort Worth helped prevent the original bill from passing after an 11-hour filibuster. That brought abortion survivors, advocates, and opponents to this hearing room for this special session.
I believe that if a bill like SB 1 was in place when I had my abortion, I would have received better care.
Now, today's hearing started with senators questioning a panel of medical experts, and a major sticking point has been if there is substantial evidence that a 20-week-old fetus feels pain. But none of the experts on that panel could prove that. But, Steve, it's going to be another showdown. The pro-life folks in blue, the pro-choice folks in orange all day tomorrow.
And with testimony late tonight as well. Calvert in our newsroom, thank you.